It's been a while since I've done Resident Evil 4. I know I've done it briefly, a couple of videos where I show the comparison and recording it in 60 frames per second. That one video, I think I've done like maybe 2 or 3 videos about Resident Evil 4, but I felt like I never thoroughly kind of went through the game and shows you a little bit more. What I'm going to do here, there won't be any comparison. I'm just going to run this game directly from this position and upscale 4K. So this is upscale 4K, okay? And the TV you're looking at, it's a 55-inch M55-C2 2015 November version. It doesn't support HDR, but it does have full array of LEDs. It has a bunch of other features, you know. And one thing I like to point out, something that's been really kind of bugging me lately, is this whole HDR. Everyone's talking about HDR. Even some of my friends are talking about HDR. And honestly, I'm to the point where I was about to tell them, seriously, F off with you and your HDR. I even would say to my friends, F off with your HDR freaking nonsense, man. It's not all about HDR. HDR is just one aspect of it. That resolution is what really makes that game, what makes that movie look good, is that resolution. Without that resolution, that 10-bit color panel, still would look like shit. It wouldn't look that good. What helps is that resolution. But I don't want people to think that HDR is some kind of a holy grail, some kind of like monolith, extra terrestrial monolith is gonna make all your freaking games and movies look good. No, it won't. I don't give a shit who tells you that. It's not gonna make it look that good. All it does, it adds a little extra bits to your colors and keeps the contrast a little bit higher and deeper, so you get the dynamic range on it. All right. I wasn't born 2 hours ago. I have seen Dolby Vision. I have seen high dynamic range 10. I have seen all that stuff. I'm not new to high dynamic range. And I have seen it. I have played it. My friends have it. It's not a huge, big, freaking deal. Okay, guys? It's a freaking gimmick to try to sell you shit. And you're never going to be able to compete. You think if you buy a HDR TV now that you're going to be all of a sudden set for another 10 years? No. You cannot compete with technology. No one can. So just drop the whole high dynamic range. You know what I call high dynamic range? High dynamic. You know what? Hold on. There was a name that I used for that, for high dynamic range for HDR. I call it hard dick riding. It's what I call it. Or you can call it hard dick rising. All right, let's get back to the game. I just wanted to kind of clarify this. I know it's almost 2 minutes, 3 minutes. But I want people to understand, when you type in your comments, I don't give a shit about fucking HDR. Okay? Let's put it that way. I could give a fuck less about HDR. Even if when I buy HDR TV 65-inch, you still won't be able to see that fucking difference on your YouTube. So just forget about HDR. If you're so hand-bent on HDR, then buy it. Get some fucking cash together and buy it. But don't brag about me about fucking HDR. I know what HDR is. Alright, let's go ahead with this game. Alright, here's Leon. I saved my game. And quite honestly, this is another good upscale on the Xbox One S. Now, when we talk about upscale, guys, it's very important to understand your graphics won't change. Even Phil Spencer countless times explained this. Your graphics won't change on your game. The only thing that will change is the resolution a little bit. That's it. Now, would you rather play a game on 900p or upscaled to 4K? Yeah. It's gonna add a little bit of smoothness to it, so why wouldn't you play it on upscale? Some of you can't seem to understand that, can't seem to like put that like through your heads. It's just a resolution. It has nothing to do with your graphics. The textures will be the way they are. Nothing's gonna change on your freaking textures. Now, however, PlayStation 4 Pro, it's a different beast. With PlayStation 4 Pro, even without your 4K upscale, your games will look better because it has that 4 teraflops and 8 gigabytes of GDDR5 to boost that textures and make them higher and more vivid and more sharper. It's gonna fill in all the textures much smoother and better. But anyway, I'm done educating freaking people, man. Seriously, it's like talking to wall. Is upscale 4K true native 4K? No, it's not. But it's better than watching it on your freaking 1080p. And your television set will fill in that pixels, but it's not gonna upscale the way this console upscales, okay? Because if your TV was the best thing there is, then no one would freaking bother making these consoles or making the 4K upscale Blu-ray players like the one you see over here. That's right on the left side next to my Xbox One S. Well, let's find out who's banging on the door. Hold on. Nah, fuck that. Let's go over here. Let's push that. I mean, the game looks good, considering this is a remastered version, 1080p. And why does this game look good on upscale? Because it's remastered in 1080p. That's why.
I have only one very important question.
There's a major difference why it looks better. Because it's being upscaled from its native 1080p resolution.
The big cheese. What?
The big cheese. All right, end of chapter 1. Let's go to the next chapter.
Soon you will become unable to resist this intoxicating power.
Now, granted, it's impossible for you guys to see this with this camera, and especially if you don't have a high-speed internet connection to watch this in 4K on your YouTube. But that's the reason why I do this on my videos, is I'm putting the camera out and I'm telling you what I'm seeing. Now, is this the best thing ever? Is this better than 4K? No, it's not better than 4K, but it's much smoother than watching it or playing it on 1080p upscaled 4K TV. Because your TV will only upscale to a certain degree just to fill in the pixels. This device, this GPU, it's designed to support 4K and therefore gives the upscale much better. Now here you saw a couple of frame rates dropping. But this is a good upscale. And the reason why this game looks so good on the upscale is because it's 1080p. Someone asked me the other day, which games are best on the upscale? The ones that support 1080p native resolution. If your game supports 1080p native resolution, guess what? The upscale is going to look much, much better. Forza is one example. Halo 5 is one example. Forza Horizon 3, you're going to see shortly after this video. Tonight, you're going to see a bunch of Forza, and tomorrow you're going to see a bunch of FIFA 17, where I show you when the game it's being displayed on its true native 1080p resolution, then the upscale is going to be much, much better than, let's say, 900p or 720p. That's what I was telling everybody, but everyone seems to miss that point. Alright, so this video is going to end. I just wanted to show you a little bit more of Resident Evil 4 on Xbox One S. This is the Xbox One S version. I'll see you in the next video.